In my opinion, the Detroit Lions need to add for sure a player in the secondary, whether it's a corner or a safety, after the season, most likely season-ending injury to Emmanuel Moseley. Now, the question is, do the Lions believe that as well, or do they believe in the guys like the Morris Norrises? Do they believe in the guys like Lawrence Strickland? Do they believe in the guys like Khalil Dorsey? But we're going to be going over the free still available at the cornerback position. Now, in the DB position as well. Now, the cornerback room is still very, very good. I don't know how well you can see this, but the cornerback free agents are still very, very good. You got Xavier Howard, J.C. Jackson, Adoree Jackson, you see him on the thumbnail. Stephon Gilmore, also see him on the thumbnail. Pat Pete, I feel him more as a safety at his day and age. Steven Nelton, he's actually retired. Keon Crossan, Quan Williams, Eli Apple, Justin Bethu, Rashad Fenton, and Akello Witherspoon down here. And that's about it that stand out. Now, the cornerback room is still very good. You got Akello Witherspoon, Pat Pete, Gilmore, Adoree Jackson, J.C. Jackson, Howard. That is still very solid corner still available. I'm not going to say that. Never mind. He's not a very good corner. I was going to say Eli Apple is potentially a good corner, but no, he's not. Now that I think about it. He's not at all. But as a matter of fact, for Adoree Jackson, Stephon Gilmore. So, Adoree Jackson, you see him on the thumbnail. I would really like Adoree Jackson to be a Detroit Lion. Always had his back. I've always thought Adoree Jackson's been a good corner. He's never been a number one in my opinion, but he's always been a really, really good number two corner. He did have a down year with the Giants last year. However, he would still be a very good cornerback addition to the Lions. But the only problem I would have if we signed Adoree is he would probably start over Ennis Rakestraw, which I don't know if I'd like, but who knows? Check out his market value. I assume it's probably going to be around like $5 million for a year. I don't know if I'd pay him that quite much, but check out his market value. Okay. Spot Track clearly has not updated their free agents, at least Adoree Jackson's market value, because there's no way Adoree Jackson get 3 years, $31 million. They're just averaging $10.4 million per season. There's just no way Adoree Jackson gets that. He gets maybe $5 million, $6 million if you're lucky per season. That is not updated. There's no way that's updated. There's just no way possible. Obviously, I'm not going to pay him that type of money. But if he wants I'd honestly probably give Adoree Jackson a 2-year deal. If he would take like a 2-year, if he'd take like a 2-year, $14 million deal, that's honestly a little bit too much. If he would take a 2-year, $12 million deal, then sign me up. I'd take that, honestly. I really would. You'd have your cornerback position locked down for the next 2 years then, essentially. Your 1 through 5 corners you would have locked down for the next 2 years. So that'd be really nice. I'd love Adoree Jackson on the team. Still very young, only 28 years old. So we'll be turning 29 in a couple of weeks, actually. But I would definitely take Adoree Jackson for sure. Now, Stephon Gilmore would also be a very interesting one, in my opinion. Stephon Gilmore, brother of Stephen Gilmore, obviously, he actually met with the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. Did not sign, obviously. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. They clearly have not updated their free agency cornerback market values, because there's no way Adoree Jackson gets more money than Stephon Gilmore. There's just no way possible. They have Stephon Gilmore getting a 1-year, $9 million deal. That's still too much for sure. I'd pay Gilmore more than I would Adoree Jackson. Obviously, I don't want to give Gilmore a 1-year deal. But Gilmore would be very good to add to this team, simply because his brother Stephen Gilmore can mentor his brother, can mentor the young guys like Rakestraw, Arnold, and it would be very good to add to this team. The only problem again that I'd have adding to this team, he would take reps away from Ennis Rakestraw and Amik Robertson, which I don't really want, but Stephon Gilmore would immediately become the number 2 corner. So Carlton Davis would be number 1, then Gilmore would be number 2, and then 3 would be Arnold. But that again means Amik and Ennis Rakestraw they'll even get less playing time, which I don't really want. But again, I'd really like Gilmore on the team. He can play safety. He's definitely slower than he was early in his career. But yeah, so those guys I'd be all fine with signing. I think there's a legitimate shot Adoree Jackson become a Lion. Same with Akello Witherspoon. We have faced Akello Witherspoon many times in the past. So I can see that. Now, moving on to safety, the safety market was went from being one of the best of all time to not very good once. So there's still a couple of guys out there, but it's definitely not as good as it used to be. Um, just a couple weeks ago, you got Justin Simmons, obviously the best safety available. Obviously the best safety available. Justin Simmons, is top 5 safety in the league. Always has been essentially. I don't know how he doesn't have market value, but Micah Hyde does. But Justin Simmons will be turning 31 during the season, and he would be a very good part of the team. Justin Simmons is number one secondary. Definitely Justin Simmons to the team. Micah Hyde, he's the other very good one, probably the other good ones available. He's market values. Check it out. Micah Hyde is 34 years old, and he also said the only way he'd play this upcoming season if he went to the Bills, but I highly doubt that, as they just signed. I highly doubt that he'd go back, as they just signed. What was his face? Yeah, I can't. I'm not. It's not popping on the top of my head right now. But Micah Hyde, this is not. Again, no way he gets this. 1 year, $8.6 million is what he's projected to get. By the way, the Bills safety that they signed was Kareem Jackson. But there's no way Micah Hyde gets $8.6 million for a year. Again, he'll be turning 34 during the season. He's not what he used to be, but he's still a very good corner. I'd take Adoree Jackson 100% on the team. So, but that is about it for the safety market. That really, truly is about it. You got my guy Ryan Neal down here. I've always been a fan of Ryan Neal. Was on the Bucks last year. James Williams actually made the fantastic catch against him last year, where he at right here, 29 years old, a couple lots. He'd be extremely cheap, very good safety. Sean Gibson, he's a very good safety, but he actually just got signed today. David Carson is another very good safety for Lion, but he has field issues. But also, lucky, he actually got released to the Lions, I believe, back in 2020. It was either 2019 or 2020. Due to practice, which is definitely something that Ragland does not like. But that's about it for the safety market. Every other guy here is just like a body practice squad guy. So, do you think the Lions will the Lions had a guy in the secondary via trade, via free agency? In my opinion, we for sure need a guy. I wouldn't trade for a guy, but I would for sure add another guy in the secondary, whether it's a corner or safety. I'd arguably add two. Probably the best money way to do this is you would sign. I'd honestly go up to set, and then probably you sign a cheaper guy like Witherspoon 1 year to round out your cornerback. That would be good. Those two players combined will probably cost around $10 million. We have, I believe, a little over. Actually, no, I believe it's a little under $30 million. I think we have around $28 million. So we still have a decent amount of cap room to sign guys this offseason. There's also another guy that the Lions could be extending, which is Elaine McNeil. We're going to be working on that soon to extend McNeil, so could expect that as well. But to make this work in money, I would say Justin Simmons, you go all out for him. He probably cost around $8 million, 8.5, and then a guy like you would sign a guy like